Just got to the shop. Let's open up, see what we got going on for the day. Hey, what up, bro? How you doing, man? Hey, it's cold, bro. Cover up, man. Got some donuts. Let's get all the lights on. It's a big mess, man. We're still trying to figure out our layout. Still trying to figure out a lot of things as a new business, but you know what? We're getting there and it feels good. It's okay. Rough starts. You know, messy shop at times. Check out this hood. I just sprayed this, last night. Stayed really nice and glossy. Fiberglass hood. Customer has a single cab F150, but this is an aftermarket, really nice aftermarket fiberglass hood by what's that, Cervini? Really nice. Should be picking it up today. There's that damn frame. Excuse the mess. Start our mixing machine. First thing I'm gonna do this morning is get some polyurethane primer on this. So this is kind of a weird job. Let me go over this one real quick, sum it up. This job actually came from another shop. Customer wanted us to finish it off. We got it in the first round of primer from that other shop on top of their Bondo. So what we did is we blocked that. A few little things popped up here and there. And we had to kind of skim majority of it just to kind of even out, flow out all the body work. Adrian did a really good job on this one. So we blocked the original primer that it came in. We did some body work. Put some feather fill on it, more of like a polyester, just a high build primer, just to kind of fill in whatever pops up and just to have more material to block on. And so right now we blocked that. The feather fill Adrian did all over again, cleaned up all the edges. Whatever did pop up, he addressed it, sharpened up, crisped up the lines, really, really nice. And so now I have it in here. I'm gonna go ahead and blow it off, clean it, and put some of that polyurethane primer by PPG, the Vibrance. I think it's 2250. It's a really nice primer. So I'll hit that with about 3 coats of that primer, and we're not gonna end up painting it. That's another part of the deal or the job. Is my buddy who belongs to his father, he's also a painter, so they're gonna be the ones painting it. So we're just kind of getting it ready for them. You know, we have the booth, we have access to all the tools, air hose, compressors, and all that stuff. So kind of worked out. You know, we did what we had to do, but that's for that job. So I'm physically not gonna be painting it, but it will be getting painted here, and I'll get some video of that. And let's see what else we got at the shop. So another thing I want to do after that Impala, hopefully if I get enough time, I got to order the paint for all the jams of that Blazer over there. So I'm gonna go ahead and jam I'll probably save the hood, but for sure the 2 doors. Let's get a little glimpse of this beautiful OBS. Alejandro's been buffing on this and it's coming out awesome. There's about 3 people that I know that can leave a product like this really, really nice, buffing wise. Alejandro's a really patient guy, takes his time. He doesn't like something, he's not gonna leave it, he's gonna address it and just keep going on it. But look at that. I put about 3 coats of clear on this one, high-end clear, so there's a lot of material that is still on there even after he sanded and buffed it and polished it. But going back to those 3 people that I trust that would buff on my personal cars would be, of course, Alejandro, my good friend Leche, and then my dad. My dad's a really good buffer too, and a really good painter. But yeah, check that out. This one's coming along really nice. But anyways, back to those parts I'm gonna be jamming. Pepe already got all the door jams sanded. Underneath the tailgate, that's sanded. And then these fenders, they're all sanded, ready to go. I'm gonna be putting a sealer on them. Base coat, clear coat. And then hopefully I can squeeze this one in at the end of the day, jam the post here. That way the following day, well, probably next week, it's already Thursday today, they can go ahead, hang all that up, and then I can get the whole car over on my department so I can start getting it ready for paint. I'm not sure what step I'm gonna be spraying the dash. They still gotta take it apart, but probably once I jam everything, before they put the doors on, I'll go ahead and spray some color on the dash and just get that going. It's been a slow past month. You know, it's the end of the year. It's happened to us last year. Last year we were in business for about, I think, 6 to 8 months out of the year, just because we started last year. This was our first full year, so now we're kind of getting the idea of what months slow down. Last month was definitely a slow one, and that slowness is biting into this month. So I was able to get started, actually a good advancement on my personal car, 1980 Monte Carlo. I wanted to take more pictures, more video. You know what, I don't got anything fancy, no stand or anything. I actually just ordered one, so hopefully that comes in soon so I can start documenting a little bit more on this car. But gutted the whole car out. I'll probably post some pictures during the video just so you could get an idea of how clean the interior was on this car. Really nice car. It's actually a local car from the county that I live in, so it's never really been exported or taken out of state, you know, lived out of state or whatever. It's been a really nice overall clean car. Kind of funny story how I came across this car. Me and Alejandro were out for lunch. We placed our order a little late, which we never really do, and we took off. We ordered it while we were on our way to the restaurant, so it wasn't gonna be ready. So we drove past the restaurant. We went to this tire shop just to kind of look at some rims. Spent about 5 minutes there, jumped back in the car, and on our way back to the restaurant, I see this car driving by, and I see where he stops. We're about maybe 50 feet behind, and I tell Alejandro, you know what, I'm gonna pull over. Let me test my luck and see if he's interested in selling it. Really nice guy. His name's Danny. He ended up getting off at the corner store with I believe he was filling up some water jugs for his father. I started talking to Danny, asked him if he was interested in selling it, and right away he said yeah. He didn't really know what the market was on this or anything. So he didn't really have a number set that he wanted to sell yet, but I got his contact information, ended up going over to his house. We had agreed somewhat of a price when we were at the store, but once we got to the house, you know what, he was having some deep regrets, you can tell, and I don't blame him. It's a beautiful car. He's owned it since, I believe, 97. He's had a garage for 14 years up until this past year that he had just taken it out barely. So it's been sitting garage kept for 14 years. I'm not sure exactly from what years, but it was really clean, really nice. So he's telling me that whole story. You know, I could tell he's getting somewhat emotional, sentimental. So that price that we had agreed on, he kind of started second guessing it. He told me, you know what, I don't think I'm going to be interested in selling for that price. So what I did is offered him a little bit more. We still couldn't come to an agreement. So we ended up, I ended up leaving back to the shop, kind of bummed out. He had gave me an idea of what he wanted, and I just, you know, I was trying to get greedy, I guess, and not cave in. But I got back to the shop, and I just kept thinking about it all day, the rest of the day. And I told Alejandro, you know what? What's another such and such amount gonna be more? I'd rather have the car than be regretting the fact that I missed out on this car. He was willing to sell it. You don't really see these as much, as clean, as original. So called him one more time. I told him, hey, Danny, check this out. I was able to get this much more. We came to an agreement. He's like, wow, you know what? I can really tell you really, really want the car. So he ended up selling it. He ended up telling me, okay. So I went back that same day with the extra amount of money, signed the paperwork, everything. He took a bunch of pictures of me in it, you know, turning on, took some video, and his wife came out and everything. It was a cool experience. So I told him, you know what? I really want to keep this car. I really, really want to redo everything, and I really want to restore it. So hopefully I can show him this video later on of the whole process, and then also just meet up with him in person and show him how I'm going to restore this whole car. So that's how I came across this car. Got it for a good deal. Ended up getting it for $4,500. So it was there's still room in it for sure. as far as for me to spend it to get it to a certain level. There's some cars that might be worth the investment, but on this one in particular, yeah, I'm sure, and I know it will go up in value, but not as much as that 63 in the booth wheel or something like that. So you know what, I'm gonna find my my sweet balance, my budget as I'm going. I'm not going overboard. I'm not spending too much. I'm just kind of taking it day by day. So anyways, going back to how we were still at the shop, I was able to take apart everything. This car was all complete. Took off all the trims. I took off the seats just because they were so clean. I didn't want to get them dirty. I might end up getting a carpet replacement. That's about it. Dash is clean, no cracks. Center shifter. I already actually send out all my trims to the polishing shop. So that's a big plus. It was expensive. I wasn't ready to get everything chrome. It was just too much. I think it was gonna push me over that limit. You know, I still got room. Luckily, I could save myself big time on the labor, the paint, and honestly, just the fact that I have really good friends and people that are willing to help with no hesitation. They're just ready to do whatever it takes to see me in this car, they've told me, which is cool, you know. Just keep it cool with everybody, and you get that love back, you know, without wanting anything in return. It just kind of happens, you know. You're a helpful person, and you get that back, you know. So don't forget to do your good deeds without expecting anything in return. Just do it. But yeah, this is one of my cars, and I've never done anything for myself personally. I've been painting for probably 10 years, and I've never painted anything for myself this nice as far as the prep work, the detail, and all that stuff. I've done quick resprays, but it's scuff. You know, I'm using the cheaper end material just to kind of make whatever it is I'm driving look a little better. But I want this to last. I want to hopefully hand this over to my son, or just keep it for myself. It just depends. I might like it too much, but he's gonna enjoy it with me for sure. So I gotta just keep pushing on it. Any chance I get, I want to keep on it. My next step hopefully is to get these doors removed, take them to the sandblaster, because there is some rust areas on the inner jamb. That way I don't have to spend a lot of time trying to, you know, clean all this up. This one's not as bad, but the other ones just got patches. I want to see what's really gonna poke through and what's not. That way we can work from there. The top end, see stuff like this, I'll get this blasted. This we can strip, no problem. So I'm just gonna do the jam area just to kind of speed up the process. Again, I'm not working on this all the time. I don't have the time to work on it that much. Having a baby in the next month and a half, so gotta really take advantage of the time that I do have now, and take advantage of anybody that's willing to help me out, and also what's available around me as far as like sandblasting, and just take advantage of that. I know I can do it. It's just gonna be a lot more time. Sometimes time is worth a little bit more than a few dollars. So yeah, stay tuned. Hopefully we can get this one going and completed, hopefully by this year. I'm hoping. Alejandro just got in. We're doing a little quick sweep.
It's cold.
How cold is that, Alejandro?
It's cold, guys.
I will do the little Mas put. That's messed up, bro. Yeah. Tell them about this stuff, bro. How you got it imported from another country. What does it do?
I need to get this one's already used in abuse. I need to show you guys the good one. So what we do is we're very religious, so this is our meditation shit. We get the sawdust and we're praying, and religion is bad. No, we don't do bad stuff, right? No.
Ya valió verga.
No.
So anyways, he has a theory that this will get rid of any evil spirits here at the shop. He's a big believer in, you know, voodoo and stuff like that. So every day religiously he sweeps the whole shop with this, saying that it's gonna get rid of evil spirits, but in reality it's just sawdust. It's a sweeping compound. I tell him, but he doesn't understand. His uncle gets it for him from Colombia. Harder. No, because you have to break it down.
It never was moist. Now fucking moist.
I know, I did see that when you swept, it's wet.
So this is what you guys want to do. You just want to get yourself a 5-gallon bucket and just say, "Quítate la verga, Gerardo."
I wait. Okay, and then what else? Is there a certain motion you use, or?
So you get a big old handful and then just.
Nice. Just a little shout out to Eddie.
That's
Eddie probably doesn't even know we're doing these
He
videos.
doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Ese güey le vale, bro.
He
Ese
doesn't
güey
know
does.
about YouTube. Eric, our number 1 subscriber, he follows. He watches videos every single night. You know, this is where you tag me.
Our another beautiful neighbor, Junior.
Tamales!
You brought us some tamales?
Yeah.
Mixing up my surface primer. I'm making 2 batches at the same time because I'm sure I'm gonna run out of a cup. This primer here, like I was mentioning, it's a really great primer. Highly recommend it. VP 2050 DTM. I believe, if I'm correct, has either 42 or 72 hour window. Meaning, let's just say for example, you're doing like a trunk space, you have Bondo, you did some corrections, you spray 2 coats of this. You could even thin it out just a little bit in that area. I wouldn't do it on the car. Come back the next day without sanding or anything. Come over with the sealer, follow with your base and clear coat, so it builds, acts as a sealer, protects the metal all at the same time. Look at the hardener, it looks like honey. Let's get this mixed up and then I'm going inside the booth. First coat flashed off. I'm about to do the second coat. I want to say probably about 25 minutes passed in between, but in this case it helped it. You know, it is cold. Again, I'm not trying to rush anything. It's still super tacky. It's an epoxy. There's 72 hours on it anyway, so we're good. There's no way we can overpass the limit on primary as far as time in between. Even if it takes 30 minutes or whatever, I'm pretty sure it'll still be okay. Hopefully I'm not misinforming you guys, but let's get the second coat on. Just got the 63 pulled out of the booth. All 3 coats nice and flashed off. Look how crisp that looks. Looks really, really fresh. All the lines, you can just tell the way the shadow breaks off where the body lines are. It's crisp, really, really nice. What do you think, Alex?
Yeah, it looks pretty good.
What are you drinking? Huh. It's gonna be a nice one. What's going on, you guys? So we got the second booth load of the day. The Impala's out, resting over there. I got the parts for the Blazer, the K5, ready to get jammed. I'm mixing up my sealer right now. We're only jamming, so most likely gonna be putting some fast clear on them, just so we could trap them and get them on the car as soon as possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and make some sealer. It's asking for a G5, which is pretty much a gray sealer. I don't have the 5 ready to mix, but what I do is I do one part of the white sealer, one part of the black, to give me a perfect G5 formula. And it seems to work, so let's go ahead and get that mixed, and then we'll go inside the booth and put a coat of sealer on. Alrighty, so I just got my sealer on. Just finished putting sealer on all these jam parts for the K5 Blazer. So I'm gonna let this sit for about 5-10 minutes. Gives me enough time to kind of clean my gun, mix up my base coat, reduce it, get it all ready for paint, and then we'll get back in here. So this is wet sealer. You'll see once it's flashed off, has a nice flat look. Yeah, hang around. Alrighty, check it out. We got base on here, and it's looking really nice color. You can tell on the parts, different angles, it looks different. Literally exactly the same color. That's what I love about this color. It flops in all the different angles. Doors are all jammed up. Might let them sit for a while until I clear coat them. I did use the slow reducer and they're still really tacky. Again, I don't want to rush anything. It's looking nice. You can tell the color, the shade. Looks really nice. We'll go ahead and shut off the booth lights, check everything with the light, make sure I'm covered.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Sophie. Happy birthday to you. Make a wish, Mama. A big one.
Sophie, make a wish. Make Barbie dream of it.
One more. Yay!
Sophie, let me take a picture of you. One,
Hector. Hector. For my TikTok. Happy birthday, Mama. I love you.